Good morning, everybody. Good Sunday morning to you. Let me see if I can get situated here. I'm kind of in a little bit of a different position this Sunday morning, and I got to kind of get used to it because it's always hard for me to figure out where I'm supposed to be looking or where I'm not supposed to be looking. So anyway, and I notice when I do these videos, I wipe my nose a lot, y'all. I always have a runny nose. I don't know why. But anyhow, I hope everybody's having a good Sunday morning. It's kind of chilly here in Georgia. And we had a really nice breakfast, and we're kind of taking it easy this morning. And because we've kind of had a really busy week, and I'm kind of filling some time right now until we get some people to pop on, because I want you guys to hear what we've got to say this morning. It's like I said, it's been a very busy week, and if you've jumped over to Instagram at all and looked in any of my Instagram stories, you'll see some stuff that we did in the offices on Friday that had absolutely nothing to do with Bardell Bowes and everything to do with us and our employees and stuff like that. So anyhow, I'm going to start off. This week, we had a friend of mine, hey Judy, we had a friend of mine that passed away. And she was 90 years old. I think she was fixing to turn 91. And I met her when I first moved here to Fort Valley, which was like 23 years ago. And she was a true Southern lady, a beautiful, beautiful woman. Anyway, she passed away, and her daughter contacted me and asked, would we make the casket blanket for her funeral? And for those of you who don't know what a casket blanket is, it's actually the flowers that lay across the top of the casket. Being a creative sort that I am, I love to do flowers and stuff like that. So that's one thing that I love to do, and was absolutely honored to be able to do her casket blanket. Well, just so happened that on Saturday was also a celebration for another lady here in our community who was turning 90 years old. And we were asked to do the flowers for her birthday celebration also. So I kind of got to thinking about that. We actually did flowers for two celebrations. One was a homegoing with the casket blanket, and the other was a celebration of 90 years of life. So I got to thinking about that. Somebody sent me a message, and they said, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I said, well, it was a life well lived. And 90 years is a very long time to be here, and it's sad. Yes, it is very sad for her family and all of that, and it's sad that she's not here any longer. But 90 years is a long time to be here and have an opportunity to make your mark. So I got to thinking about that, and I said it was a life well lived. And the more I thought about that, I really wondered what that term meant. What does the term mean, a life well lived? And so I have been pondering that for the last 2 days. And I want to tell you, I asked my mother-in-law what she thought a life well lived meant. And she is 85 years old. So she is in a different spot in her life than I am, or that you are, or she has lived a very long life. And we've got a lot longer for her to live. But she said to her, it was changing the course of things, in that something that you do, that you have actually made a mark on the world that has changed the course of things, that has changed even the balance of things. And I thought that was so profound, because I talk about all the time the little things that we do, we don't know the impact that they make. But there are some things we do. So a life well lived to her was actually being able to have contributed to this wonderful world, to have made it a better place. I was thinking about with myself, and I'm 61 years old, and I was thinking, what does it mean to me to have a life well lived? And I think it means living without regrets. I think it means doing the things that you want to do and not having any regrets. And I don't mean necessarily achieving things monetarily. When Paul's father passed away, he died of cancer, and everybody are a family that let each other know that they love each other. They say it all the time. They hug each other. They kiss each other. So there are no regrets there. When he passed away, he knew how much everybody loved him. And we all knew how much he loved us. So that's the type of no regrets that I mean. I mean that if you love somebody, tell them you love them. If you admire someone, tell them you admire them. So that's what I mean when I say living with no regrets. I also asked a little 27-year-old groomer this morning, what did she think about what did it mean to her to live for the saying a well-lived life, a life lived well. And she said, and I'm going to read a couple of things that she said when she wrote me back this morning, and then there's a couple of other things that I want to tell you guys, because what I would like for y'all is for you to feel like you have lived that kind of life that you want, and that you have made your mark in your life. There's one thing also that my in-laws always talked about, and it is so true, and Paul and I think about this all the time. No matter what you achieve in life, and I mean physical achievements, a house, a car, a mobile unit, whatever those may be, those can all be taken away in the blink of an eye. You can have a flood and lose your entire house. A hurricane can come through and destroy your mobile unit, your home, everything that you say that you hold dear. But that hurricane cannot take away the memories that you have made. Those memories are yours. They are what sustain us. They are what keep us going. It's always so fun when you get together with people and you talk about, remember when we did this, or remember that trip that we made. Remember that, the things that we did together. So memories are something that no one, absolutely no one, hello Lindsay, can take away from you. They are yours to keep. So that, to me, a life well lived is making wonderful memories. And I don't mean memories just for yourself. I mean memories for other people. But my little 27-year-old groomer this morning, she said that things that she thought were important, and she said this, which is really true. If we want to sit down and think about what a life well lived is, most of the time what we will think is that when we're dying on our deathbed, what will we say that we did and all? And, she said, of course, travel, spending time with family was one thing she said. And how appropriate is that? I know that we are busy all the time. We are like little hamsters in a squirrel wheel, or whatever it is, running. Because what we always are thinking is, okay, let me just get this done, and then I'll have time to spend with my family. Or let me just get this done, and I'll have time to do the things that I want to do. And once I achieve this and I reach this level, then it's going to give me, I'm going to be able to breathe, and I'll be able to be making the money that I want to make, and I'll be able to do those things that I want to do. And guys, we have to quit living like that, because what happens is when we get to that level, we set another bar a little bit higher. So we didn't have any time in between those two bars to be able to spend time with family, to make those memories, to take that little bit of trip, to take that course that we wanted to take, to get that certification that we wanted to get, to revamp all of the things in our shop. We didn't have that time, because when I get this done, I'll have time to do that. And we end up not having that kind of time, because again, we set the bar so high again, and we keep achieving or reaching for that bar that we don't live in the now. We need to live intentionally. We need to be in the moment. Because if we are just, I want to say screening by, and that's not the word, guys, help me out with the word. If we are just focused on where we're going all the time, we don't have time to take in those things that are all around us, and we're not living in the moments of our lives, then we're we're not living. I mean, we are not. We are just like, I see us in the wind. What I do is I see us just going full forward, and the wind has just got us all, our hair pushed back and our clothes pushed back, and we're pushing really hard towards that. And that's all I see. But what I want to see is us raising our arms and letting our clothes flare in the wind and smiling and enjoying in that wind as we travel to wherever we're going, and we're enjoying the wind at the moment. We're not fighting that wind to get to wherever we want. So guys, we've got to live intentional, and we have to live in the moment. That's not to say that we don't have to have goals and stuff like that, but getting back to the well-lived life, living with no regrets was one thing I said. And Mark Twain had a quote one time, and it says, 25 years from now, you will be more disappointed about the things that you didn't do than the things that you did. You'll be more disappointed in 25 years about the things you didn't do than the things you did. So don't live with any regrets. And my little 27-year-old said, living a life of experiences. I think she's an old soul, because that's what it's all about, being able to experience all the different things in life, guys. I talk about this all the time, that the grooming industry gives us such an unbelievable ability to know so many different types of people. I mean, from people who own large corporations to groomers that are in mobile. I mean, we have such a vast array of different people in our industry that we get all kinds of experiences in our industry. And because dog grooming allows us also to meet so many different people as our clientele base, we get so many different experiences in that. So doing that. But I think, guys, that the thing that I want to go back to the most this morning is what my mother-in-law said. And that was actually changing the course of things. That leaving our mark, and I don't mean leaving our mark like the guy that did the internet or Facebook or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Ellen DeGeneres. I'm talking about that she's changing things. When she gives that money to people, she's changing people's lives. And I know we all can't do that, but we can change the course of things by the little things that we do, by living in the moment of life, and by seeing everything around us, by keeping our eyes open, not being so focused on what is straight ahead, but being focused on what's all around us. Because when we are focused on what's around us, we see the need around us, okay? We see things that we can do to improve, to inspire, to encourage, to elevate other people. So guys, I want us all to, when we're on our deathbed or when we die, that people say that we live, and now I forgot what the term is. We lived, now see, look, y'all have got me so confused. Anyhow, that we had a life well lived, okay? And that's not a life where we had everything that we wanted and we were on top of the world. It's a life where we helped change other lives, that we made an impact, that things went on. There was a groomer, and I'm going to call her name. Liz Paul was her name. And one thing that Liz Paul worried about so much was that when she was dead and gone, nobody would remember her, that nobody would know who she was, that she had not left an impact. Little did she know that she made a huge impact. I'm going to call out a couple of names. Lindsay Dickens, for instance. Lindsay Dickens is on Groom Team USA, and is, I'm not sure how many times she's been on or anything like that, but she was on the last set that went and competed, and she will be competing this year in France. And Lindsay Dickens, Liz Paul helped Lindsay Dickens achieve her goals. She made a huge impact, and now Lindsay is teaching people how to achieve their goals, how to groom that particular way. So Liz's name may not totally be remembered, okay? People may not know, the young people that are coming up may never have heard of Liz Paul, but they know who Lindsay Dickens is or who Lindsay is teaching. So in all actuality, Liz Paul's memory is staying alive. It just not may be her name that's staying alive. And that's something that we need to remember too when we're thinking about a life lived well or a well-lived life, is that it doesn't have to be that they remember your name. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be your name in lights saying, oh my gosh, Delise Knight did so-and-so. That's not what it's about. It's about what you facilitated that keeps trickling down, guys. So don't make it about you. Make it about what you do and that it continues to give, guys. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week this week. I hope everybody stops this week and makes a memory of laughter. That's another thing too. The older we get, these lines, I was talking about that on yesterday, all of these wonderful lines that I have. Some of them are worry lines, where I've worried about things and some things I shouldn't have worried about. But a lot of them are laughter lines because laughter is so grand for you. And so this week, I want you to make memories. I want you to make laughter. I want you to live with no regrets. I want you to know that if you have a groomer that works under you that is doing a wonderful job, you're going to walk over to her this week and you're going to tell her. Because what you do when you say that will change the course of her life. It will make her groom better. If you have a dear friend that's going through an awful lot of things, then tell her that you're thinking about her. Tell her that you're keeping her in your prayers. Tell her that you want everything to be well with her. Okay, guys? So this week, I want you to tell people. I want you to verbally say, I appreciate you. I need you. I'm glad you're here. Or I'm amazed at how far you've come. Or I want you to tell them something you said to me a while back changed how I feel about things. Or I want you to tell somebody they inspired you. They encouraged you. You couldn't have gotten through that time had they not said the things they said to you. So this week, it's verbal week, guys. It is telling people, letting people know. You can only do one. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you're like, oh gosh, they know I love them. Oh gosh, geez. I show them, tell them, guys, let them hear it. Because when you do that, you're making a memory for them that they will cherish forever. Long after you're gone, they're going to say, I remember that time that she told me how much she appreciated me and how much she loved me. So then what happens is you live with no regrets. Everybody have a wonderful week. I love you guys. Paul and I love you guys. We've got some great new exciting stuff happening. I'll do some Facebook Lives this week. Thank you for all you do for all the other groomers, and we'll see you guys later. Bye now.